Hi and welcome to this first video in a series looking at and introducing slow pitch softball. So what is slow pitch softball? Well, essentially it is a bat and ball game. Similar to baseball, from which softball stems, cricket, rounders that you might have played at school. One team will take turns with a bat and the other team will have a ball and try and get them out somehow. And we'll discover the ways that you can bat and we'll discover the ways that you can get out. So each team has 10 players. And softball is fairly unique in this instance. It's one of the only sports where you have an even number of players in each team. But even more unique to softball and slow pitch softball, which is a more social sport than anything else, is that you have to have 5 men and 5 women. You must have an even split, 5 and 5. If not, you won't be allowed to play. So it's not men versus men and women versus women in 2 separate leagues. Each team will have 5 men and 5 women, and the other team will have 5 men and 5 women, both batting alongside each other, both fielding alongside each other. So in that instance, it's very much unlike any other sport you might have played. So since it's a bat and ball game, each team will take turns to bat. And in slow pitch softball, the away team, whoever is designated as the away team, will bat first. And I'll explain why in a moment. So the away team will bat first and the home team will field and pitch first. When you're batting, you will score what are called runs. So similar to baseball or rounders, when you hit the ball, your aim of the game is to get round all of the bases and to get back home. If you get back home, you score a run. However, the opposing team will try to get you out. And when it's your turn to bat, so your team's turn to bat, you will have 3 outs to score as many runs. So you can score 100, thousands of runs if you like, if the other team cannot get you out. It's unlikely, but you can keep scoring for as long as you want. There is no time limit in softball. So there are 3 outs, and we will go through how to get out in a subsequent video. So once the opposition have got 3 outs, or your team has been out 3 times, then you swap over. Now this happens 7 or up to 7 times. I'll put a bracket around that and we'll go through why that's important later on. But this happens 7 times. And each time that one team and then the other team has a bat, it is called an inning. So in slow pitch softball, you will get up to 7 innings. So in cricket, there are 2 innings. In baseball, there are 9 innings. But in slow pitch softball, there are only 7. Now, going back to this bit here, each team takes a turn to bat and the away team will bat first. Now, this up to bit, if we have a little asterisk here, is important because if the home team who bat second, so they have an opportunity to reply to the away team's score. If they are leading when they get up to their 7th time, then the game is over. There is no point adding on to your score. So if the home team, the team that bats second, is winning after their 6th go or the opposition's 7th go, they don't go in again if they're already winning. So this is why we say up to. So if you're on a home team and you're winning, then you might not get a 7th go. You might not get a 7th turn to bat. There is also in slow pitch softball in many leagues something called the mercy rule. So you may experience a game where one team is sufficiently better than the other. So in many leagues they will have a set number of runs which one team can be ahead by. So if one team is winning by, by lots, and by lots it could be 20 runs. So around 20 runs, early in a game. Okay, the game could be called early. So you might not get 7 times to bat, you might only get 5. So the game is called early. Or game is finished early. And since softball is more of a sociable sport, it's not really that competitive, although I ask that to some teams. Okay, if the game is finished early, it's really to stop people from getting disheartened by being beaten by 20, 30, 40 runs. Okay, so if at the end of 4 innings, if you are 20, 30, 40 runs behind, the umpire will say the game is finished and the final score will be taken at the end of 4, 5 or 6 innings. In the next video, we're going to have a look at batting, the boxes, the field lines, and get into more of the nitty-gritty of the rules.